Hey guys, so I just finished a session with a client and something incredibly powerful, incredibly meaningful came up, and I thought, why not share it? Because if people are in a situation where they don't have access to a therapist, this information should be free to everybody and maybe it will help in some way. So what came up in today's session was the theme of the victim, the oppressor, and the rescuer triangle. These are all archetypes, and each of these archetypes, if we find themselves in them, and I'm guilty of slipping into this from time to time, so I'm not calling anyone out here, I'm holding myself accountable, but if we slip into them, we're out of alignment with our own power. So the first thing to do with this is to recognize and work and strive towards creating a healthy relationship with power. Power can be good. To quote Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So I'll just explain what each of these mean now to give you a little bit of help there. The victim archetype is as it says on the tin. We feel like we are the victim of a situation. The mode of thought is, why me? You feel very sorry for yourself. You feel oppressed. You have no power in the situation. The oppressor archetype is somebody that does the opposite, is oppressing, seeks control, seeks power, and is much more forceful with what they do. And the rescuer archetype, the savior archetype, is someone that seeks meaning by feeling useful for other people. So the shadow of this is wanting to help other people without first addressing your own issues. So all of these you can see where you just have no power in the situation and you're avoiding the truth and the reality and avoiding taking responsibility for what's actually going on for you. All of these particular archetypes are addictive and unconscious, so we don't necessarily realize that we're in them. We all feel hard done by. We all, through need to protect ourselves, might be aggressive or take control. And it's nice to feel like the savior. It's nice to look and solve things. But yeah, as I'm saying, we're all out of empowerment we're all out of alignment with our empowerment because we're giving power to somebody else to feel affirmed and valued in our life. What I find really fascinating about each of these archetypes is they swing from one to the next, and you can find yourself thinking you are one and then suddenly enacting the other. They all sort of merge and flow like a living organism when they're unconscious. For example, victims might feel so hard done by that through trying to take control, they do something aggressive and disastrous. Oppressors might suddenly feel really guilty for what they've done and then try and fix the situation without working to empower the other person. And the rescuer might focus all their attention on the victim, try to help them, and then become so angry that the victim isn't helping themselves that they become oppressive, or the victim in themselves. Why me? Why? I'm trying to give you all this help and you're not doing anything. And like I say, all of these modes we can all fall into in an unconscious way. So how do we get out of it? Well, it's a good question, I hear you ask. We get out of it by seeking how to become empowered or in healthy alignment with our empowerment. So as a victim, what we do is we transform that energy into being a creator. We identify we're feeling sorry for ourselves, and then we seek positive action for change. What steps can I do in a healthy way to step out of this? How can I be the creator of my own life? As the oppressor, first of all, we have to identify the fact that we have been oppressive, we have been controlling, we've been trying to make somebody be other than what they are, we're not accepting a situation, and this can be a tough pill to swallow. This might sting. I think this is a hard one to identify for people. But the way that we step out and into our empowerment, I actually think that to be the oppressor, you are being over-empowered. So you've got to step back. And this is a way of finding a way to assert boundaries in a way that is meaningful and constructive rather than destructive. And when we assert our boundaries in this way, we stop blaming other people and we take responsibility for ourselves. And finally, the rescuer or the savior archetype, the way that we step out of this is we instead work on becoming a coach. So rather than seeking to fix somebody's problems, to fulfill our savior complex, to feel valuable in society, first of all, we address our own issues. We take responsibility for our own shadow and work on ourselves. And from there, you've walked your walk, you can talk your talk. So rather than seeking to tell people how to be, You actually set a way to inspire people how to be. You embody it in a way and live it for yourselves. So rather than saying, how can I fix this for you? You say, how can I help you generate ideas to solve this for yourself? Now, I'm aware of the irony as a therapist talking about this, because from a certain degree, there is the shadow side of therapy where you fall into the rescuer paradigm. How do I fix my clients? It's something that I talk about, what I think about all the time. That comes up, but actually my task is to guide my clients to finding the tools to equip themselves and having conversations and allowing that space to unpack their journey, their story, and step into their full empowerment, their full alignment. So if this is something that has resonated for you, if you find yourself falling into any of these archetypes, you're tired of the addiction cycle, you want to step into your power, feel free to reach out to me. I work with many clients on these archetypes and how to be in alignment. It's rewarding, it's satisfying work. I love it. I look forward to hearing from you. All the details you need are in the description bio beneath. All right, guys, see you in the next video.